Ever wonder why your cat spends hours staring at the walls? It turns out, this seemingly strange behavior is actually quite complex and can tell us a lot about their emotional state. Cats aren't just looking at random, they're picking up on subtle cues from their environment that you might miss. For instance, they could be watching for signs of danger or trying to make sense of the world around them. Firstly, it's important to understand that wall staring isn't always due to boredom or stress. In fact, it can indicate a range of emotions and mental processes. A cat fixating on a wall after a loud noise is likely trying to assess if the threat is still present. Imagine your cat hearing a sudden bang from outside. They might stare intently at the wall near the window to determine whether any perceived danger is actually gone. This behavior can be quite common, especially in cats that have experienced past traumas or live in environments with frequent disturbances. On the other hand, prolonged staring might suggest they are in a deep thought mode, similar to humans meditating. Think of it as your cat's version of mindfulness. When you see them fixated on one spot for several minutes, it could mean they are processing something internally. Maybe they're replaying events from earlier, or just enjoying a moment of tranquility. This behavior can be particularly noticeable in cats that have recently undergone changes, such as moving to a new home or experiencing a change in routine. Different surfaces matter too. Cats often stare at walls with patterns or textures that interest them, like wallpaper or window frames. For example, they might focus on the intricate design of floral wallpaper, exploring it visually as if it were a puzzle. This can be a form of visual entertainment and mental stimulation for them. However, if your cat suddenly starts focusing on a particular spot, it could also mean they are trying to communicate something specific about their surroundings. For instance, if they stare at the corner where two walls meet, they might be paying attention to subtle movements or sounds that you wouldn't notice. This behavior can indicate heightened alertness or even curiosity about what's happening beyond your field of vision. In some cases, it could also suggest a need for reassurance from their owners. Understanding why your kitty does this helps you respond better to their needs. For example, if they're fixated on an area near the door, there might be a small predator outside, or a sudden change in air pressure that's making them cautious. Cats are incredibly sensitive to environmental changes, and staring can sometimes be their way of assessing potential threats. Conversely, if they stare at a wall with interest and appear relaxed, it could simply mean they are enjoying some quiet time. Maybe the texture of the wall or the colors remind them of something pleasant in their past. In such cases, they might be engaging in what we can call wall-based meditation, where they find solace and comfort in their surroundings. Next time you see your cat staring at a wall, take a moment to observe. It just might reveal something surprising about their mental state or the world around them. For instance, if they're fixating on an area near the ceiling fan, it could be because they are listening for any unusual sounds or tracking small movements that might indicate the presence of insects. Moreover, cats often use wall staring to process new information and integrate it into their existing knowledge base. Imagine your cat suddenly notices a change in the lighting or a shadow moving across the wall. They might stare at this spot, trying to make sense of what they are seeing. This behavior can be particularly noticeable when you rearrange furniture or add new decorative items. In conclusion, understanding why your cat stares at walls can provide valuable insights into their emotional and mental state. By observing these behaviors, you can better respond to their needs and ensure a more harmonious coexistence with your feline friend. Whether they are assessing potential threats, engaging in visual entertainment, or simply enjoying some quiet time, this behavior is far from random. It's a complex and fascinating aspect of cat psychology.